everybody. All right, I'm going to do something different today. I'm just going to relax here and we're going to do some fun channeling and we're going to explore reptilians and Egypt, okay? So, how are we going to do this? So, you can do these things too. How do you take a topic and then gather spiritual wisdom on it? So, you decide what you want to know about. Say I want to know about Mars. And then you take the vibration of that subject matter and then you put it in here. You close your eyes, say, okay, spirit, universe, I'd like to know more about Mars. Now you just relax and wait and see what comes up in your actual third eye mind. Where is your third eye? It's in your imagination. Do you pretend? Do you actually imagine what it might be like on Mars? That's not the going beyond the human. That's you using your human instincts to actually imagine. When you go beyond the human instincts, when you go into the spiritual, you just allow the wisdom to come into here all on its own accord. So you close your eyes and now you see what manifests within your third eye mind, okay? So our topic here is reptilians in Egypt. So I'm just going to connect with the vibration of them both and we're going to go in and see what happens, okay? So everything is relaxing considerably. There's a lot of different splashes of images coming fast, but there's nothing I could really hold on to. There's something of a really dark a shape, like it kind of goes up and then goes down like a wave. But it's kind of like a rock, like this. It's kind of like a rock. A black rock. Pure black rock. There's something clear, sort of, I don't know, it's kind of got a tannish color that goes over top of it. So I'm looking at a television screen. What do I see on the screen? What looks like a black rock, and then something in tannish color over top. That's all I see in the screen. So what do I make of it? I can't make anything of it. All I can do is describe what it looks like. And then we continue to experience moving forward, okay? So you say, I want to know more about Mars. You close your eyes. You allow images to manifest here. Well, it looks like purple. I don't know anything else about it. Now choose to experience yourself moving forward towards purple. So I'm moving forward towards black and then this sort of brown color thing. My spirit guides are saying, so you're teaching them how to explore higher wisdom, or are you wanting us to tell you and then you tell them what you see? And so I guess I need to make up my mind here. I say both. I'm going to do both. They say, well, how will you do both? How will you simultaneously teach people how to use their third eye in a way that you use your third eye, while simultaneously sharing wisdom on this subject matter? And I say, well, I'm going to share the wisdom that comes to me on the subject matter and simultaneously explain a little bit more on how it comes to me, how I perceive it, how I feel it, and then you take this back with you and experiment it on whatever topic you want. I want to know about my twin flame. I want to know about my spirit guides. I want to know about heaven. I want to know about angels. I want to know about earth. I want to know about inner earth. I want to know about Jupiter, whatever it might be. You take the topic, you close your eyes, and you allow the wisdom to manifest on its own. You do not tamper with it. That's you being human. When you want to go beyond human, you just allow it to manifest on its own, and then you see what comes. It could look like a random splash. Don't have a freaking clue what this is. That's okay. Random splashes are part of the wisdom too. Sometimes I see a scene that has a clarity, but then it gets sort of morphed out. That's part of the wisdom too. Everything that comes is part of the wisdom. It's hard when you're using your psychic eyeball, because so much is symbolic. What is the symbolism? Is this the real world, or is it symbolic or metaphorical? You have to decide. what is the wisdom I share? It's oracle wisdom. You decide what it means to you. So is it exactly the way that it looked, exactly the way that it was? Or is there a vibrational wisdom associated with this that's important for us in the now? You get to decide. So spirit guides are saying, okay, it's time to rumble. It's time to roll. Okay, so I'm experiencing going through like a curtain. But I go through the curtain, but then a part of me is left behind. So simultaneously going through a curtain, I don't have a clue where the other part of me is on the other side of this curtain because I'm still stuck looking at the curtain on the other side. So all I can do is wait. I say, well, what's going on the other side of this curtain? How come I went through it, but I'm simultaneously on the other side while simultaneously here, looking, trying to see? There's some horribly exhausted feeling that overwhelms me. Specifically, if you want to take the energy from my hands all the way up to my shoulders, and then what would be right at my rib cage up into my head. So right here, this whole thing is just like, whoa. It's heavy, it's exhausting, it's a lot of energy. It makes me feel just not like jumping up and down, not excited about life right now. I see underneath this, where I'm sitting, there's some sort of geyser of black, dark, old energy coming up and out beneath where I'm sitting. So I'm allowing it to just come out. There's something in the way here of what could even be self-healing. What would be me exploring some reflection of my own soul experience. And in this space, I'm starting to heal it. Because whenever I see a black geyser, that means there's old energy that was buried here that needs to come up and out and be released. So some part of me is wanting to release old energy from this, whatever this exploration is. And my spirit guides say, do you know what this is about? And I say, I don't recall, I don't have a recollection of any memory what this would be about. But this is a sign to me that it is me exploring myself more deeply and then choosing to release what would be an energy block from another lifetime where the vibration got stuck, so to speak. It's like trying to, so we have a present now experience, right? And we don't know all the vibrational stuck moments that we've had and all the reflections of our experience, even what we would consider future lifetimes that haven't necessarily happened yet. Soul can explore any timeline. There's no boundary. There's no boundary to what you can explore. My soul can be living in future lifetimes right now while simultaneously still, for the first time, living a lifetime that we would still consider the past. But I never tried this out before. I've never tried being whatever this species is on this timeline in this past, what we would define as the past. So there is no past, present, or future. My soul can dip into any time it wants. It could even be dipping into Egypt right now, Egypt from 10,000 years ago, as a first-time exploration, so to speak. Souls can explore anything in any timeline, can do this. But how? It just can. It's part of being human to try to make sense of how the infinite soul does what it does. We want answers to these things, and sometimes the answers are not comprehensible, completely comprehensible. So it's just taking a very long time. I'm still sitting here watching this geyser go, and there's nothing else happening. I mean, it's completely stalled out. This is the only thing. This is it. This is all there is to share at this point in time on Reptilians in Egypt. This is all that is coming. Therefore, this is all that is meant to come in this moment. If you feel too that you get stuck trying to see anything additional, there's nothing additional for you to see at this time. That maybe your sensory abilities, your skills are not developed enough yet for you to see more. You should be able to see at least 5 minutes worth of scenery and things happening and things moving and changing. And just take notice of everything and then write it all down. I mean, this stuff can go on for hours and hours and hours, but it does get exhausting because there's energy involved in it. There's exploration involved in it. There's going beyond your humanness involved in it while simultaneously still being human. It does get draining after a while. So... they aren't going to show me anything else. That's all. That's all we get to see on this subject. I'm just going to pause and basically wash the screen of this, and then I'm stepping back. I'm disconnecting from the vibration, the explorative vibration. And so I'm just going to step back, and then we'll just see if there's anything else Spirit wants to share. So now there's what is like a massive, what do they call those things? Like an obelisk where it's really tall and then it comes to a point just at the very top and it's skinny. I am from up above going straight down and like even hitting into the sand without feeling hurt by any means. But I feel the impact of my body into the ground, into the sand. I'm even wanting to go deeper and deeper and deeper. Like even having awesome claws for digging like a groundhog. It feels really joyful for me to be going deeper and digging deeper. It feels like I'm hunting for a buried treasure. It feels like I'm going into seeing new versions of learning. Again, as I get deeper and deeper and deeper, I'm sort of like blinded mole or something digging. And I come to a big black tar lake down here. Again, it's old energy. I'm digging deeper within myself and now exploring old energy that just got jammed up. And now I have a black tar river. Where is it? It's in my infinite reflection. How many black tar rivers are in my infinite reflection that I don't know about? There's going to be lots. It's been a really long soul journey. How long has it been? Hundreds of thousands of lifetimes. Billions and billions and trillions and insane amounts of years. Yes, there's going to be black tar rivers. We don't truly comprehend how old souls actually are. Insane old, and even able to live lifetimes that are 50,000 years, just one lifetime, or one lifetime that would be experiencing a planet. Can you imagine being a Mother Earth spirit and being in oneness with a planet? And now, how long is that lifetime? I mean, it's unfathomable, and we perceive things as we need to really expand our minds, because time is not we live for 60 freaking years, 60 to 90 years is approximately and that feels like a really long time, but in the reality of things, that's just the tiniest little like pinprick of a moment. This is about the slowest, most astonishingly slow experience of my life. You just can't force it, All I can do is just accept that this is all there is to be seen. There's something in the way of sexual activity. There's something in the way of a sexual energy reflection going on here. It's all hidden in the walls, is the only way I can describe it. the walls are kind of moving like bodies that are in a sexual act. Is only, I mean, that is literally what is going on here. And it's not necessarily like aggressive or fast motion. It's not. I just see what is a male persona and having a sexual experience with a female. That is what is coming through the walls of the scene. I mean, it's a very intimate type of lovemaking scene. It's respectful. Again, it's really slow and very hard to move through the scenes. Extremely hard to, I mean, it's like trying with all of my might to push, to keep walking forward through. But if I'm going to walk forward through and there's nothing else to see, I have to continue to watch the scene play. That's because it's meant to continue to play its song until it feels complete. What is beyond this? It is insanely compact. The energy, wisdom is. I'm just. So, when wisdom comes to you, it can flow very, very quickly. So quickly you couldn't. It's really hard to keep up. The images just keep changing really fast. Sometimes you get stuck to where you're trying to push through the images and you just can't get through them. But why? Why is the energy so dense? Why is the energy so physical? So you have a physical plane, right? What creates density? What creates water to go from a mist to a water droplet to ice? You have to slow down the vibration, right? So you speed up the vibration and now water boils and then turns to steam, right? And then if you want to slow down the vibration, you get things really, 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 really cold, and now they solidify into ice. So what creates density? Very slow vibration. What creates physicality? What creates my body? What creates the perception of this table? Very, very slow moving energy vibrational frequencies. How do we experience spirit? We have to raise our vibration. How do we go through human ascension? We have to raise our vibration. How do we do that? Love. What does love do? It speeds us up. Awesome. Now I'm having an orgasm and now I'm in the highest spiritual plane. You know what I mean? There's something to this. So this scene here is really slow. It's really dense. It's hard to get through. It's really hard to travel through ice. It's really hard to travel through, the Arctic tundra. I'm going to dig a hole and be a mole and try my hardest to scrape through versus trying to scrape through some really warm sand. It's a lot easier to there's something to why this is so hard to get through. It's very rare that it's ever this insanely difficult. It's almost like, is it pointless? I mean, maybe there's no point to continue making this video, but there is a point because we are learning together. We're talking together. I'm teaching you about these types of experiences. You pick a topic and then you see what comes. Sometimes what comes is this. What do we make of this? We just have to keep going through it. Either you decide, this is as far as I'm getting with it, and I'm done, or you can say, you know what, I still want to see what else is here. So you just keep and close your eyes, third eye mind, and you just keep walking one foot in front of the other. You just keep going. So I am walking through the scene, although the scene is not changing. All right, I'm going to stay. I'm not going to walk forward. I'm just going to stay here, and I'm going to raise the vibration of the scene to speed it up. How do I do that? I just visualize the scene going on fast forwarding it, speeding it up, hurrying it up, heating it up, bubbling, boiling it up, getting it hotter. I'm just sharing energy vibrations of these kinds. These are intentions. These are conscious intentions that alter the framework of the scene. So in this regard, you allow the image to manifest, okay? You don't tamper with it unless it is meant, you can do things to the scene. So let's say you see a person entering into the scene, like sometimes you'll feel like you need to do something. Hey, I could have this man stop his behavior and look at me and acknowledge that I am here. I could add sunlight to the scene if it is dark. I could do anything I want, and then you just add that component and then see how the scene reacts to it. So, when I do spiritual healing, you have a reflection that feels really low or really sad. I'll go hold the hand of that reflection and then look into its eyes and say, why are you so sad? What can I do to help you feel happy? So now I'm entering into the scene itself and then sharing love and wisdom with the scene in order to alter the vibration of the scene, in order to learn more about why that part of you feels sad. So that black rock is manifesting again here, but instead of it being straight up and down, it is coming forward like this. And it's going in between the scene. So we pull the scene away, and now we have massive black rock. It's unbreakable. I mean, it's just crazy dense. I'm just doing work to try to dissolve it so we can see what is beyond it. So this is what I would define as a block. So somehow we are going through my spiritual atmosphere. We're going through my connection with whatever this is, and I'm stumbling into insane blockages. So I'm doing energy work on myself right now while simultaneously teaching you about this. And we pick a topic and then we go into it. I thought it was going to be way more exciting than this. But this is a really good learning example because not every time is it going to be full of information. Sometimes you need to release energy blocks. Sometimes other things happen that you didn't expect. This is pretty normal. We think we know what we are looking for, and then we discover it's like, okay, today I'm going to have an awesome channeling experience about reptilians in Egypt. It's going to be really fun. And then I could do some teaching in between it. And it turns out, really, I'm doing teaching work, right? But I'm also doing energy work on myself, related to this subject matter. So what is it all about? We don't know. I don't know yet what this is all about. So when you get stuck, right, what creates energy blocks? It's energy, so it needs to experience the vibration of love. So love speeds things up. Love manifests everything. Love creates in the universe. Love heals everything in the universe. So you focus your eyes onto the block. So what I'm doing is I have a massive rock block. And so I allow that rock to manifest into a consciousness like a human being. And then I'm going to give that version of myself a hug and share love with that version of myself's heart, and then help the energy block to feel the vibration of love and help it to release on its own. So I'm transforming the block itself into a reflection of a person that I could hug and share love with. It's just even denser now. Things are moving, right? It's exposing even more of a massive rock range of block. And it just even feels heavier, like I'm being smushed underneath it all. And I give it love, and the scene shares more with me, but it's not removing this rock. We have to keep working on it. This is spiritual healing. This is energy work. This is removing blocks. You have to figure these things out. You're going to run into this stuff. I've never run into one quite like this before, where everything is just insanely full of the most densest rock material ever. Basically I'll have to work around it in order to soften it enough that it can be released. So I'm doing energy work here. I'm acknowledging that I'm doing spiritual healing, and I'm no longer channeling anymore. So I'm allowing myself to heal this. What it's doing is it's sort of turning it up like this, like it's a tall building. And then there's odd chunks that is... I'm just pulling it all up, basically. I'm just pulling it all up. So now it's like a rock mountain range that's going upward instead of laying on its side. It's almost like the most infinite black rock fence of all time. But now it's being stood up instead of laid down on its side, and really tall to begin with. I'm actually spinning the scene. So the scene, when you spin the scene, things start to come together, sort of collapse in on each other, and then you can transform things into new reflections of love. So I'm spinning the scene, okay? There's still just a massive slowness to this, but it is speeding up. Even a smidge is noticeable. This is sort of what would be described as, I haven't slept, in 3 days, and I still have to go, and I've just been working overtime, and I'm exhausted, and I still have to go to work, and I don't have any coffee, and I'm trying very hard to concentrate, and I just want to fall asleep at my desk. That is how slow the scene is, and I can't force it to wake up because it is just so jammed. It is softening, though. It is softening, though. Ever so slightly. Starting to push out more and more on its own. Just that miniature conversation acknowledging the way it felt exhausted was what was starting to push this jam out fully and speed things up even more. It has an odd effectiveness around sort of this throat here, and then around the head region as well. So when you do this work, see, you go into here, okay? You see what is there, and then, but you also notice sensations of different kinds. You notice the way the scene makes you feel inside. It makes me feel miserable. I don't know why. Okay, well, let's make notice of this. It makes me feel like laughing for some reason. The scene feels really hard to move through. I've been trying to move through it. It just feels stuck. You got to toy with it a little bit. You got to, create a Christmas scene around it and give it a birthday present or whatever it might be. Here, we're going to eat some cupcakes. You got to do stuff with it and try to inspire more motivation of love or transformation movement. That's what spiritual healing does. You look at the scene and then you alter the energy pattern from what is the most dense, heavy, slow motion rock ever, and that's a massive block, energy block, to you transform it into something that is light and happy and full of love and transformed, influenced to go higher, right? Raise the vibration. This is making a huge impact on the way I'm feeling. I don't know what this is about. The Spirit isn't telling me a single thing. They're saying, okay, isn't this about Egypt and reptilians? I thought we were making a video about Egypt and reptilians. It's like, well, I don't even see Egypt exactly. I don't really see Egypt and reptilians. They're saying this is about Egypt and reptilians. This really is about Egypt and reptilians. You are identifying there as an energy block, and there's some sort of connection that you have with this, and we are doing spiritual energy work on you to help remove this. But they're saying it's not just me. They're saying that many people are associated with this massive energy block, and that is where the density is coming from. That's why it's so hard to move through this, because releasing this is like, freeing the slaves from Egypt or whatever it might be. It's on a huge, massive scale, more than just me. That's what they're saying. There's some sort of massive energy block associated with this. I don't know how infinite, what is the infinite of it. Every country has its own energy vibration. All the people within the country are also sharing in the experience together, even if we don't even know each other. This Egyptian timeline is still a part of our present consciousness, is still a part of our energetic experience, because there is no past, present, or future. So we're all simultaneously experiencing everything going across the globe together. That's why people in suffering, we need to help each other. Because when we let this stuff go and be like, yeah, we don't really give a shit about those people because we're living our life over here and we've got it made and I really don't want anything to do with that. You are having something to do with that. You just don't realize it. You don't realize the connectedness of us all. And that's the value, that's the importance of us taking care of each other. Even other countries. And that's why we need to erase the lines of boundaries, so we're all seeing ourselves as one human race and not a race of Africans and Asians and Caucasians and Hispanics or whatever. We are just one human race, and we need to love each other, purely love each other, and that is it. This, I'm telling you, whatever this is making a huge difference on me, which means you too, you watching this, you also are associated with this. There's no coincidence that you are watching this right now. This is also going to be a removed block from some part of your infinite reflection. There's something more attached to this. There's a reason why I'm just like dumbfounded by how insanely difficult this is to get out of here. It's like a massive energy block, but it's moving. It's in motion. I'm telling you, it's in super motion. And it's pulling now energy out of solar plexus region, or right below the rib cage, and then downward into the sexual organs, and then coming out from that region. It is pulling, now going downward into the sexual body and then pulling out as well. And there's also energy coming out of solar plexus and out of heart portal. This is all of us. This is you and me. This is all of us. There's something in the way that history has been buried, in that way that it's just layer upon layer upon layer. So when we're trying to break through the layers of history, how do we find the truth? If the truth was meant to be hidden, if the truth is meant to be buried, now we're all buried underneath all of this energy block crap, because wisdom is what heals. When the truth gets buried and we don't have the balance that we need to have about the truth, now there's something in the way that the energy suppresses us. It suppresses our growth. when we're not getting the truth, where growth is starting to be suppressed. There's something going on here with this. It's sort of burying the true wisdom. And it's creating a really terrible, it's sort of massive energy block in all of us and every human being on the globe. But then especially those souls that have incarnated in Egypt. And my spirit guides say, and then future souls that will incarnate in Egypt as well. There's so many timelines going on simultaneously. So how many different versions of Earth timelines are there? There's, let's just say trillions and trillions and trillions of Earth timelines going on all at one time. So what timeline are we on? We're just on one timeline out of trillions of Earth timelines going on. Earth possibilities. We're exploring trillions of Earth possibilities. You know how many souls that is? It's not just this one timeline. There's trillions of timelines. And the more the future alters, it alters patterns of the past. And there's always new timelines going on all the time. That souls can incarnate into new timelines all across the universe. Always new timelines. Always things rebirthing new. Because there is no death. There's only rebirth. That's what they keep saying. We're continuing to pull out more energy block or more energy garbage from what is the body of this energy vibration of Egypt. It feels a lot better. I feel a lot awesomer right now. This is a massive job. I mean, it's just an insanely massive job. Something in the way of choosing. Something in the way of acknowledging what it is we are wanting to accomplish here. We do it together. So this video, we do it together, okay? We're learning together. So we want to heal together. There's value in us coming together and loving each other. There's value in us helping each other. There's value in us acknowledging we need to start cleaning up this mess together. And so we're going to do some energy work together. And how do we do it? We all participate in healing the energy block, okay? The energy block that is Egypt and reptilians that has created this massive energy block. So how do we participate in healing this together and creating more energy of love to speed this up more and start to evaporate this more? They're saying something about we're burying the truth. We're burying the true wisdom. How do we lift up the true wisdom? We need lots of people who care to discover the true wisdom. So if you care to discover the true wisdom, then you start putting your intentions into this. You start saying, I want to go deeper than the wisdom that we have now on the planet today. And I want to go deeper into the wisdom that is on the planet today. I want to know more deeply the wisdom about Egypt and reptilian beings. And they say, but are you going to look for it with love? Or are you going to look for it with hatred or anger? Or are you going to look for it with fear? They say the only intention you ever need to possess is love. So if the intention is always with love, then you are worthy and deserving of wisdom about Egypt and reptilians. But if your choice, if your heart is not wanting it for love, if it wants it to transform it into some sort of negative thing, then you are not worthy and deserving of this wisdom. That is what they say. True wisdom is only worthy, those who seek true wisdom, they're only worthy and deserving of true wisdom if they are in balance and alignment with love and acceptance, unconditional love and acceptance of all things. If you are not in that balance, then the true wisdom is not to be granted to you. So we have to start acknowledging that we have to access our hearts. We have to access love. We have to align with that vibration of acceptance. And we have to choose to go deeper than what we know so far. So I'm talking to my spirit guides. I'm examining what the next step is here. Because we're doing this together. I'm just going to throw it out there. We'll see what happens. So my next idea is We're doing this all together, right? So my next idea is we all, so you, me, everybody. So in our third eye minds, I want you to visualize this. Just close your eyes and visualize this. You have your feet on the ground. You can experience your feet standing on the ground in here in your imagination. So let's take a step back. Okay. Close your eyes. Clear your imagination, clear your thoughts, clear your intentions. And just experience your feet on the ground in your third eye, in your imagination. Imagine that your feet are on the ground, but then feel your feet on the ground. Now feel your feet stepping towards a scene where we are looking at a massive, insanely, for like infinite, super black rock, obsidian or whatever we want it, super black rock, and it just stretches on for miles like the most impossible mountain range. And it goes deep into the ground here, and it's pulling out more and more and more. It's coming up more and more. But the more you know in your heart that the more love that we can gather together. So me, you, everybody watching this video, we can start pulling this out faster because our intentions are aligned together. We're not just, it's not just about Abby. It's about one individual now blending with 100,000 individuals who actually care, who actually, with love, desire to go deeper. Now, in your third eye mind, in this visualization, now you are seeing the big black rock. It can be however you want it to be. The intentions are aligned. Now, I want you to look at the rock and touch it with your hand as well and feel what it feels like. Look at the ground and see what the ground looks like. It looks like for me, it looks kind of like a tannish or creamish colored, hardened ground. It could look like anything for you. It could look like sand. It could look like anything. And so you look around you, okay? And now you look back at the black rock. You look at the ground as well, and you say, I love you. You say, I love you for all that you are. I know that you're a reflection of an energy block associated with the human race, with Egypt, with reptilian beings, with a timeline that we don't fully understand. I do approach you with love, and I do allow you to come up and out and to find freedom and relief, to feel transformed in the light of all. I do desire to go deeper into the wisdom of my soul, the wisdom of our human history, deeper into the wisdom of this land, of this place, of this ancient sacred place. I do desire to go deeper than the wisdom that we currently have. So now that you're saying that, you and everybody who watched this video is helping to transform the landscape here. They're opening up the ground for me, and I am flying down like a superhero, just an opening in the ground. I'm just flying down, 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 down. Go deeper, 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 deeper. And it's opening up. I don't even have to dig. It's a free open space. I can just keep going downward. There's sort of a veer off, so I'm sort of curling and then now going straight across. Underneath the black rock. Starting to get a little bit harder, so keep sharing love with this. Keep sharing love with what you're seeing and what the goals are here. Just keep focusing on the black rock and the ground and keep sharing love. This is going to heal you as much as it's going to heal me, as much as it's going to heal everybody who's watching this video. We're participating in healing each other together. And this has to do with Egypt and reptilians, human history, this timeline of wisdom that has been suppressed in all of our spiritual atmospheres. So now it's helping because I'm able to continue to move freely through here really quickly. Now I'm veering going downward again. My spirit guides are telling me I'm doing everything right so far. And just to keep going wherever this takes me. I've hit some sort of weird tar space with bodies inside of it. It's hard to see it all entirely. I instantly just pull it all into a sack, and then I put it on my shoulder like Santa Claus has a massive toy bag. I just scoop it all into a bag, and then I put it on my shoulders. And now I am twirling the bag, I'm spinning it and releasing it into the light. I'm instantly breaking up all of this space. I'm just breaking it up for miles and miles and miles in all directions. But below, just the side and above, it's all getting, energy is getting pushed. So we're doing this together. You're helping me to accomplish this. As one individual, this would just be very hard, but with the love of so many others, us participating in this together, now we can transform this. Now we can all find healing. There's more going down deeper that I need to break up this landscape. It's just getting really dense again. It just keeps wanting to re-solidify and re-harden. Don't stop sharing love energy, because when I need more people sharing love energy. Continue to enter back into the scene, walk towards what was the original scene of the Black Rock, and then keep touching it and sharing love with it, okay? Because when there's consistent work going on here by those participating, then I get to, everything goes quicker for me. I'm starting to experience everything just hardening back up again. It's getting so bad that all the rock is solidifying, and then I am buried underneath all of this rock. So now we are exploring new version of wisdom. It's like a part of me is completely stuck. It's impossible for me to ever get stuck anywhere, but there's something to this wisdom is being buried deep beneath, and now stuck deep beneath all of this. So I'm going to examine this. Everything, all the walls are basically being buried into the walls itself, so to speak. So let's just see what happens here. This isn't going to hurt me at all. And I can always get out if I choose to get out. This is part of the wisdom. It's some sort of really deep down corridor. There's a torch that I'm holding, and I'm going down this corridor. It's like I'm inside of a pyramid kind of thing. Walking down a corridor, walking down some stairs now for a long ways down. And then I reach a chamber, and there's, I don't know how to describe it, two massive black blubbery orbs. Also kind of a sexual scene with one orb is on top of the other, and there's like a sexual scene about it. And then it's all covered in like gold and jewels and stuff like that. There's some sort of red ruby, there's some sort of red jewel in here. I'm just ignoring the blubbery black orbs. Trying to get to this jewel. Just seems so far away. This is making an impact as well. I can feel the energetic, the positive energy associated with this. I feel it in my throat region and solar plexus region. I'm just not allowed to touch it. I'm not allowed to access it fully. It just feels like there's just an insane... Again, the energy is just getting really, really dense and really hard to push through. It's really hard to get through it. It's almost hard to breathe in here. It's almost stifling. It's exhausting. You say I don't need this jewel. There's nothing else that I need in my life. I am in balance with love, and there's nothing further. If I'm meant to acquire additional wisdom, it will come from within my heart. They say that, well, then now discover how you had. They're showing me that that is how you access the red jewel. You don't actually go and grab it with your hand. You have to discover that it is already within your own heart. I now see the jewel isn't there anymore. I now see that I possess it. I now see that I just feel no need for further interaction with any of this. I just am accepting of all things that I have seen thus far. And through that, now I am allowed to just experience the infinite, to be as I'm meant to be accepting of this block, accepting of everything. There's been massive work accomplished in this whole thing. Massive work. But if only, let's say, 500 people ever watch this video, imagine 500 people versus 5 billion people that actually care, 500 is a very small number in comparison to how many human beings and souls are exploring a consciousness here on planet Earth that actually want to participate in seeing the vibration of our species rise. The vibration becomes something spectacular for us to start digging into the true, real wisdom of everything, to start growing beyond this. I am standing now in Egypt. What would be Egypt? There's nothing really to see here. It's just sort of blowing sand kind of thing. That's what the color of the scene is. There's a sun, there's an orb of sun in behind this khaki colored scene. And there I am standing what would be like on sand kind of thing. And I'm just feeling love in my heart, and I'm smiling, and I bow before Egypt, and I say thank you. I'm grateful for all that you have shared with my soul and with the human race. I accept all that has been explored in this timeline. I accept love and healing within my heart and body. I accept love and healing within my spiritual atmosphere. I ask that the higher realms allow any blocks or release of any energy contaminations from this timeline to be released into the light of all. They say that you need to also say this. So we say it together. We say, we bow before Egypt in our third eye minds. We close our eyes. We feel our feet on the ground, okay? It doesn't matter what Egypt actually looked like. All we need is the intention is this is Egypt. And so you just feet on the ground, and now you look at the intention of this is Egypt, okay? However you want Egypt to look. Maybe you're looking at a pyramid. Maybe you're looking at the Sphinx. Maybe you're standing in the middle of a desert. Maybe you're by the Nile River. And maybe you're inside of a pyramid. It doesn't matter. Wherever you want to be in your third eye mind, it just allow that to be experienced. And then now bow before Egypt and fill your heart with love and gratitude. Ask now, I ask now that the higher realms release any blocks that my soul hasn't experienced, any energetic jams that can be released into the light of all now. I allow this part of my reflection to be healed. I allow that this healing to be felt by all who have also walked this timeline of Egypt. All souls, even souls who are not watching this video, that we could impact other human beings across the globe, that they too need to experience this healing, that some part of their reflection be healed and their vibration raised. How do we heal other people that don't even know that we we are healing them. We just care, and then we trust that if it is meant to be, it will be. If we stop praying for others, if we stop caring about others, now we can just live in the world that we live in today. Because a lot of people we used to pray for people, we used to do that, and now it's not really the norm. People even used to pray over their food before they would eat it, and now it's kind of like, don't really need to do that. That's us being spiritual. That's us healing the food and raising the energetic vibration of our food before we actually consume it, which is now raising our vibration when we do consume the food. There's value to doing these things. So that is what I am to share in this video. This is going to teach you a new perspective on what you can do with your third eye mind. A new perspective on the value of acceptance and love. A new perspective on just all kinds of wisdom about what is a higher vibration, what is a lower vibration. Density versus spiritual energy, so to speak, creative energy. I'm getting sort of softer and sort of fuzzier in the head, so I'm just kind of disconnecting now. That was so long. I didn't know what was going to amount from this. All right. That's all I have to share. Be curious to see if you felt anything from this. I'd be curious to see if you as the days pass, because sometimes this stuff we need to just sleep on it and then wake up the next day, or we have a crazy dream at night, or we feel just lighter as the day goes on, or just happier for no real explainable reason. Energy work does this. Energy work can make you just feel oddly happy for, there's no real reason for why. Well, you just moved some weird, ridiculous energy block from a timeline that you don't even know anything about, but you participated in it. You participated in healing me and healing everybody. We participated in healing each other and healing the earth and all human beings on the earth, and even healing a timeline of Egypt, and healing so much of a reflection that creates this. If the wisdom is suppressed in Egypt, imagine how the wisdom is suppressed all over the globe. All kinds of things that are just suppressed. We don't get to know the true, deeper wisdom about. So now it's a suppression in us all. Now it's a suppression that we all experience on a level we didn't even know that it existed. We have to realize that we're all in conjunction with everything. In conjunction with every timeline ever explored on this earth. In conjunction with all the souls, in conjunction with the human race, in conjunction with all the stars, all the planets, all the infinite dimensions of reflection, all the alien beings, all the animals, all the insects. We are in connection with chaos, with love, with suppression, with depression, with anxiety. We are aligned with everything, every single thing, all the energy patterns, all of the physical patterns, all of the spiritual patterns, all the creative patterns, all the chaos patterns. We're all in oneness with all of this stuff. When we start to continue to raise our vibration, we start letting go of our connections. We just start feeling the oneness within ourselves and not feeling contaminated by the oneness that is now all around us, and now we're just sort of in the glove of it all. And we start feeling that it's all within our heart. And now we can start growing beyond it, feeling disconnected from the weight of everything. And now as human beings, we are ascending, That's what we have to do here. All right, that's all I'm going to say. That's it. I'm done. I'm done with this video, this super long video. All right. So in saying all that, if you're interested in exploring psychic wisdom or spiritual healing with me, I would love to help you on your journey. Please visit my website at abbynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you for watching my video, and thank you for supporting my channel.